Hi friends, I'm going to be looking at this composite function. The question says differentiate 1 over 1 minus 4x as all exponent 3 with respect to x. So this is looking at this expression is a polynomial expression. So we call this function a composite function or a function of a function. For you to differentiate it or write solution, you have to apply what we call chain rule. So now chain rule is giving us dy over dx is equal to du over dx multiplied by dy over du. You ask me, where am I seeing du? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because you know that this expression is given, y is given as this expression 1 over 1 minus 4x all raised to the power of 3. So what I'm going to do, because this is a polynomial expression, it takes us very long to expand this bracket and start differentiating individual term. So that will take us a very long time. In order to shorten it, I decided to introduce a third letter u to make it easy. So this is what we call the chain rule. This chain rule, I'm going to apply this formula to differentiate this function. This is what we call chain rule. So, but before that, remember that the formula for differentiation is n times ax raised to the power of n minus 1. This x is the given variable x. We are dealing with x as a variable in the expression. And a is as the coefficient of x, n is the exponent of the given variable. That is the power of the given variable. So we're going to apply this one as well to differentiate. It's very important. So now from this expression, we can substitute 1 minus 4x with u, because I remember I introduced a third letter u. So that means u should be equal to 1 minus 4x. Okay, I'm replacing 1 minus 4x in the expression with the value of u. So, and if u is equal to 1 minus 4x, that means the expression will be y is equal to 1 over u raised to the power of 3. Okay, because it means anywhere I see 1 minus 4x, I'm going to replace with u. So in this case, I'm going to differentiate u with respect to x and equally differentiate y with respect to u. In order to get du over the x and equally get the dy over du, then I multiply. In order to get the final value, dy over the x. Whenever you're asked to differentiate, it means you should find the y over the x. So this is differentiating this first, this given expression, that is u with respect to x. That will give me the du over dx is equal to, applying this formula, because we know that the exponent of x here is 1. Applying this formula, remember, I will differentiate the constant 1 first, which will give me 0. Whenever you differentiate a number without the given variable in an expression, that will give you 0. So I'm going to have 0 here. Differentiating 1 will give me 0. And I will differentiate minus 4x. Differentiating minus 4x will give me 4, because the exponent of x here is 1. Because 1 minus 1 will give me 0, and anything raised to the power of 0 in indices is 1. So 1 times 4 will give me 4. So that will give me minus 4, because we have minus sign there. So now differentiating this, that will give me dy over du. dy du. Look at, I'm differentiating y with respect to u. Okay, that will give me dy over du, which is equal to, but remember before that, remember that in indices, this is the same thing as u raised to the power of minus 3. If I remove this minus 1 here, I'll have u raised to the power of minus 3. If I want to return it back to this form, then I'll remove minus and put 1 over u over raised to the power of 3. So now this, I will now differentiate this. Okay, differentiating this thing using this formula, that will give me I will now say minus 3 times u, that will give me minus 3 u, then minus 3. Remember that minus 3 is now the exponent of u. Okay, so minus 3 minus 1, that will give me minus 4. Okay, so remember this is minus 3 and this is minus 1 here. If you replace n here with minus 3, that will give me minus 3 minus 1, that will be minus 4. So this is the same thing as, this will give me, remember this is dy over du giving me this value. Okay, and this is du over the x giving me this value. And remember we have this chain rule, this is the chain rule. Okay, this is what I will apply here to have dy over the x, as it will be equal to du over the x. Du over the x is minus 4. Okay, minus 4 times dy over du. Dy over du. Dy over du is minus 3u minus exponent minus 4. Okay, so now remember that this formula is valid because you can, the u can cancel out the u here to give you dy over the x. So now this is the same thing as dy over du over the x, sorry, is equal to this coefficient of u, which is minus 3, will be multiplied by minus 4. That will give me plus 12, because minus times minus is plus, isn't it so? Then plus times plus 3 times 4 will give me 12, that is plus 12 u raised to the power of minus 4. Okay, remember that minus times minus in mathematics is plus. 4 times 3 is 12. So this is the same thing as dy over the x will be equal to 12 u raised to the power of minus 4. Is the same thing. Remember that u, here we say let u, look at it here, let u equals to 1 minus 4x, meaning that anywhere we see u here now, I'm going to substitute it with this value, 1 minus 4x. So this will give me 12 times, okay, 1 minus 4x raised to the power of 4. Okay, that is it. So the final answer becomes, you can leave the answer like this or you can leave it this way, dy over the x as, because remember that this is minus 4 in indices, this can turn out to be 12 over 1 minus 4x raised to the power of 4. Okay, when you remove this minus sign here, it becomes this. So this and this are the same thing. So that is the answer.